My speaking career, I've been on the air for a while and in sales for a long time, and I've done some speaking. And, speakers start out like singers do, where you don't get paid in the beginning, or you get paid very little. And one day, this guy at the radio station asked me if I'd like to sing with him. And he's a musician, so I said, yeah, I'd like to sing sometime. So the next thing you know, we're booked at Bill's Music and Pick and Parlor. And I'd never been there, and I got there that night, and I go to the door, I'm fixing to open the door and walk in, and this lady stops me, and she says, that'll be $3, please. And I kind of laughed. I said, ma'am, you don't know who I am. I'm Charlie Benton. I've never been here before. I'm not a customer. I'm a singer. I'm here to sing tonight. I'm an entertainer. And she said, oh, you're an entertainer. I said, yes, ma'am, I'm going to be on stage. She said, you're an entertainer. Well, in that case, that'll be $3, please. And then at my church, they asked me to speak at this staff luncheon, and which I was glad to do. And the lady said, Charlie, we don't have a budget, so, we really can't pay you. And I said, hey, I wouldn't expect my church to pay me to speak, so I'll be happy to do that. And she said, I'll tell you what, why don't you have your wife come and she can have lunch with us? And I said, that'll be fine. She can have lunch and I'll speak. So the lady paused for a minute. She said, okay, let's see, 2 for lunch, Charlie. That's going to be $38. And I said, well, I don't have $38 in my pocket right now. And for a moment, I thought she was going to retract her offer. And she said, I'll tell you what, Charlie, since you don't have it with you, the day you come to speak, before you go on stage, be sure and pay me. So I said, okay, I'll pay you. And then I was speaking for this seminar company I was being trained to, these seminars for fathers. And I was trained, and they booked me, and I was ready to get my first assignment. And I almost said, now how much do y'all want, to charge me to speak? And she said, Charlie, there's only one snag here. You're speaking at a prison. It's a 2-day seminar, and you're going to have to spend 2 nights in prison, to speak. And I said, I'm out of here, lady. I'm not doing that. I'm not staying in prison. So I was not offered that much to speak here today, but I'm glad to be here. And I'll tell you what I'm really passionate about is selling. I wish when I was 22 years old, somebody had told me the things I know now. Why they didn't tell me, I'll never know. You got to watch for danger signs, because even if you're successful, you've been in business a long time, you can mess up. Slowly but surely, you stop working as hard as you know you can. And I remember at one point where I quit calling on people I didn't like because I didn't have to. I had all these clients, we became friends, they were spending a lot of money, and I thought, why should I put up with these smart alecks? I'll keep doing business with my friends. And you can do that for a while. Maybe you go home for lunch, turn on the radio, that's okay. Maybe then you turn on the TV set. Now you're sitting down watching TV at lunchtime instead of working or moving fast and getting back to work. One day I'm watching TV and there's a commercial. Oprah Winfrey. Tonight on Oprah, she's going to tell you how to tell if your man is having an affair. And I thought, give him a break. Could you just back off for a while and leave men alone? But I was so interested in that, my wife and I watched the show. So Oprah, they weren't bad things that she mentioned. She said, for example, if all of a sudden your husband starts wearing cologne and he's never worn cologne before, that might be a warning sign. Or if he changes cologne types all of a sudden, or he changes his hairstyle, or maybe he starts losing weight all of a sudden, these might all be warning signs. Now I said, you know what, Oprah, that's not bad. But then she said this, and this is really smart. She said, if your man all of a sudden starts buying new underwear, that's a warning signal. Because many men are notorious for wearing their underwear till it's shredded or holy. If your husband all of a sudden starts wearing new underwear, that's a warning signal. Well, it just so happens that I did need some new underwear at that time. And I told my wife, I said, I need some underwear. She said, don't worry about it, I'll get it for you. I was kind of thinking about getting some of those European cut underwear this time. The powder blue, some really nice underwear. She said, don't worry about it, I'll take care of it for you. And because of those warning signals, to this day, my wife buys all my underwear. Enjoyed being here.